Hello and welcome to Alpha Bites. It's great that you've joined us. Alpha Bites is our midweek bite-sized taster of Alpha, where we share people's journey with those that have done Alpha. And tonight joining me is Louise. Louise Richardson, how are you?
I'm all right, Andrew. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good.
It's great that you're here with us to share this time, and it's been great over the last few weeks. People sharing their journey and how they got onto Alpha, and you did Alpha yourself, didn't you?
I did.
How long ago was that?
It was about 7 years ago.
Right.
There was a nice little group of us.
Yeah.
And we was all nervous, as you are when you walk in.
Yeah.
And we all came from different backgrounds and stuff like that. But my journey was literally, I'd come to Toddlers with my girl, or my youngest girl.
Had you?
I had, yeah. So I'd been and I'd seen Becca and Carl McCarthy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And they were just talking, come and have a look, come into church. And we did, because my oldest daughter, Grace, she was at school with Eva.
Right.
Sanders.
Right.
So she already came to church, so that was a nice little opening for us to come.
Wow.
So we came and we had a lovely time, and I must admit, I was a bit nervous.
Yeah, because you
knew nobody. I'd never been in a church before, apart from in a toddler group setting. My parents don't go to church, my grandma does, but no, it was just like, we used to just go on Christmas Eve, like a midnight mass, and that was it.
Yeah.
So there was nothing, it wasn't in the home or anything, so I'd never even held a Bible. I didn't know what to do.
Completely new to it all.
New to it all.
And kind of what was the thing that got you there? I mean, was things happening in your life that made you think about doing Alpha? Was it just the invite, or?
No, it was just feeling lovely going to Toddlers. It was a lovely, lovely atmosphere, and then in church was the same, so that felt nice anyway. I felt like home.
Yeah.
And then it was a few months before my parents split up, and it was a massive heartbreak, and it was awful. It was horrendous, and I wouldn't want anyone to go through anything like that.
No.
And I had a toddler and I had a baby, so it was even more stressful.
Yeah, I can imagine.
My mum was not very good at all. She was like the rock, and she just seemed like she was tumbling, and I couldn't help her. And I needed to speak to somebody. I could speak to my husband, I could speak to my family, but speaking to my parents, obviously at the time, I couldn't really do because I was in the middle anyway. And Paul was obviously always there, but we're having children and work, it's not that easy.
Tricky to balance.
To balance. So I came into church. Becca said, "Why don't you go to Alpha?"
Right.
Really? I don't know if I want to. Is Christianity for me, is it a bit boring?
Yeah.
You say that they can be a bit boring, and I'm not boring.
You're definitely not boring. Definitely not.
And I thought, is it just too many happy, clappy people, and I'm not going to
There was a few of us about like that,
Yeah, I'm not going to slot in, or I'm not going to make friends for life, which I have done. So I came on the first day, as you do, nervous, what we're going to expect. And it was lovely. We all just sat there, had tea, had cake, all got to know each other, made some solid friends, and learnt about the course as you go along. But it is just so easy. When I say easy, it is. There's no wrong question or right. You don't. If you said something and you think this is going to be silly, do I dare say it? You can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not, there's no silly question really when you're new. Well, any time now, but so I just went in there thinking I'll go in and see, and there I was, did the course. And
what kept you going? Because it's over a number of weeks, isn't it?
Over a number of weeks. It's the hunger. You want to find out more.
Right.
You've got fire in your belly.
Yeah.
You come out and you think, I need to know what's happening next week.
Yeah.
And at the time, you got a little alpha book, and it just gave you little snippets of what you was going to do.
Right, okay.
So you'd go to week 2, so you'd get a little idea before you came.
Yeah.
But then Nikki Gumbel, who does the video, is just so lovely. You just think, oh, I know him. He's just so nice.
He's great, isn't he?
I just kept coming, seeing the friends, having a chat. Obviously, after a few weeks, I let people know that I was going through a really rough time, and then you get to know a bit about other people's families and life and situations they're in. So yeah, you just get a nice little community together, and then you don't feel scared when you do come in church because you know a few people already in there.
That's great. So you ended up coming to church, obviously, as a result, and making a commitment of faith. And so what happened there then? What was the journey to that point of? So that was so just meeting people, going to all the classes, and then it was a few weeks into it. Obviously I did feel different, and I felt better, and I started to forgive my dad. Right. I couldn't forget, but once I started forgiving him and listening to myself, the weight just came off my shoulders. I wasn't bitter anymore. Right. I wasn't angry. I wasn't, like I said, I didn't forget, and it still upset me. It still hurt, but it wasn't. I felt an ease. I felt peace again, which was lovely. That's massive, because we've shared in our midweek before the whole area of forgiveness. It's huge. It is, and it was hard. And at the time, I thought, how can I forgive someone who's upset me and broken me so much, who's been in my life for, well, at the time, 30 years, because I was 30. And then I realised he didn't go out to, he didn't set out to do it. You know, it wasn't nice, and you know, and I've seen so much upset. But I thought, I've got to forgive him. Because if not, this is eating me. It's making me not a nice person. Right. And so that was one of the things I learned to do, forgive. Powerful. And then the second was right near the end, before Holy Spirit Week. My husband is in the furniture trade, and they was making massive redundancies where he was at the time, and obviously me on maternity leave, a toddler, stressful time as it is, and usually that would be, oh no, what we're going to do? We can't afford it. What, you know, how are we going to pay bills? Arguments, or all in the mix, and it's not nice. And I just had this sense again of it's fine. It's fine. Something will crop up. God has a plan, and you will be okay. Wow. And I looked at it so differently, even though obviously my husband was a bit more worried because he's man of the house. But I went, we'll be fine. Absolutely fine. So I came to the group, told them. Sue and Clive ran the Alpha. We'll pray on it. So we prayed on it, and I came home thinking it's fine. I'm okay. And then the following week, I could go back and say, Paula got another job. Wow! What an answer to prayer! What an answer to prayer! And that, you know what, you've just, in those two pivotal moments, and for you. In that Alpha of 10, is it 10 weeks, something like that? Not a lot. Two things had happened. And well, obviously the split from my parents was before that, but obviously I came, and in that I found forgiveness and just strength in them two things, and it was powerful. Incredible. And they're really core essentials at the heart of the Christian faith. Forgiveness and trust, you know, in that moment of, you know, no income, worry, panic over that, just trusting God. And yes, it would have been a stress. It would have been awful. A couple of years before, we'd have been falling out, or we would have just been wondering where the money's coming. But we didn't have. I didn't have to. I had that. And I remember it might have been Sue or Clive or Louise was there, and Dave at the time. And it was one of them, and they just said, Louise, pray on it, and they just said 1 Peter 5 verse 7. And that will stay with me forever. Cast all your cares onto the Lord, and He will care for you. Right. And that is with me every day, even when I'm feeling a bit down, because I did have down days, parents and children and stuff. No, cast it all onto Him. He's gonna, He's my support. He will help me. And by the end of the day, I'm back to my old Louise. I'm back to me. I mean, that might serve as a real encouragement for someone tonight. That that particular verse, just sharing it,
does.
and the journey that you've come on is just incredible. To now, why don't you share with what you're doing now and how you're involved in?
Yes.
things?
So now, another great opportunity. It was another Rebecca McCarthy again. Rebecca
She's
again.
great. She's great.
She said, "Why don't you go? There's a position going at Toddlers."
Yeah.
And with my confidence being quite low at the time, I was like, no, I can't go for that.
Yeah.
I can't do that at all. She went, have a go, you'd be good, you know, you're getting your confidence and you're doing really well, etc. And I thought, oh, okay, I'll go. Even coming up, I was nervous. I think if Adrian or Tracy or anybody had phoned up and said, we're having to cancel, we've got someone, I'd have been like,
yeah, right.
A relief. I was so scared. And we went in, we had a lovely chat. It was really, really comfortable chat. And I went home and my mum was there because she'd been looking after the girls. She said, how did it go? I said, it went really, really well.
Yeah.
Really well. And then next minute I got a phone call saying, would you like the job? And I was like, yeah. And it was like, it was something that I'd never wished or hoped I would get. Working with children in church with some lovely people.
Wow. And you're amazing. You are fantastic. You're a real asset to the Toddlertime team.
So yeah, it all worked out lovely, but thank you. Yeah, everyone's lovely and I can't ask for a better. Works around the children. I get to see babies every day.
That's great.
It's great.
But just for you to share that journey of coming along to Toddlers.
Yeah.
With intrepidation stepping into Alpha, and then now being part of church life, following Jesus, and actually working at Toddlers. What an amazing journey!
Working with lovely people, obviously helping out at Alpha now.
Yeah.
I'm in a little life group, so everything's just
what turnaround!
What turnaround!
And so we would love to invite and encourage you along to Alpha. It's not too late.
Definitely not too late.
It's on this evening, this Wednesday, and over the next number of weeks. And explore that journey of faith and meaning and purpose for yourself. And you know, it doesn't mean that the storms go away in life.
No, they don't.
But actually, just like you've said, learning to forgive, learning to trust God in those storms.
And just coming for some company or to meet new friends or just to get that burden off, you know, off the weight off your shoulders and just letting people let people in, really.
And like you said earlier, ask any question. No questions off limits, is it?
No, it's all fun and we have a few laughs and cake.
And cake.
And cake. And coffee. What more can we ask for?
Not really. Not a lot. Louise, I really do appreciate you sharing your journey with us tonight, and maybe there's someone that might be able to relate to the journey that you've took and things that have happened in their life. Do feel free to get in contact with us, and we'd love to support and encourage you. But for now, Louise, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here.
Cheers.
Alpha Bites, cheers. Cheers to all of you.
Cheers,
Take
bye.
care. God bless.